This is Down to the Wire 513.
Everybody else can shut up. It is time.
Ooh, Fly Man Rain.
Back in the building, man.
Yo, we in the building. We back.
Make sure y'all follow us on everything Down to the Wire 513. Yo, Down to the Wire 513 Sports and Spirits Friday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, people. We back in the building, man. Ain't gonna be here for a long time. We know we got college games coming on soon, so we ain't gonna hold too much of y'all time. We back in the building now, man. How you feeling, C?
Hey, it's Friday, man. Blessed, black, highly favored. Got college basketball on tonight, so I'm about to be in the crib, sipping on a little something, watching some basketball.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Yeah, man. We got college basketball going on. I see the title, man. Of course, it's going crazy right now in the NBA. Eastern Conference it's going crazy too in the East, but the West is ridiculous right now. We talked about it a little bit on Wednesday with just how close it is in the West, man. Like, I think like 5th down to like 13th seed, maybe 12th, maybe 13 no more because there's only like 10 games left. But 10th or 5th down, we're not to like 11th seed. It's like only a few games of a difference, man. So
West.
The West is ridiculous right now. And we know when we was growing up, I don't say growing up, I guess like back in like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, like I guess like 09, 2010, it was like the West was crazy. You had to get like 50 wins to get in the playoffs. It's still madness, but like now you 500 you in the playoffs almost, you know?
Yeah, I mean, sure, really, that's in both leagues. It's almost like the league like finally balanced itself out because, like I said, when we was coming up, like the West always seemed to be the more powerful, more dominant.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. It was like superior. It was like superior league. I ain't gonna say it had more all stars, but it was like the flashier side of the league, you know.
But now I think, like I said, now you got teams almost with 500 records. Like I said, it's almost like the league. Like I just said, the league finally balanced itself out. I said the West. We still get the West, like I said, a slight edge over the Eastern Conference, but like I said, from top to bottom, like I said, the teams are pretty even. So
yeah, this year I would give the edge to the East this year, and I think the East had the better teams overall, but I think the West still has a more talent. Like you said, I was still a slight edge in talent to the West, which I think is why the records are a little bit banged up this year. I think it is a little bit of underwhelming this year for the Western Conference. I will say that. I think you have more disappointing teams in the West than you do in the East by record and by on paper, like talent on paper. I see like teams I think we all thought would have been better than they are right now. You know, Timberwolves, they made a big move as opposed to take them over the top. And they're, you know, flirting with the 6th seed, but still 7th seed. You know, dealing with some injuries. You know, Cat just came back a couple days ago. Shout out to Cat. But still, you know, expected them to be much better. Teams like New Orleans.
That was a big one.
Man, the way they started the season out was crazy. And they've just been on a free fall. You know, Zion getting hurt, B.I. in and out of injuries all year. Shout out B.I. I had triple-double last night, man. Shout out B.I.
First career triple-double.
Yeah, it's huge for the boy, man. But you know, we have seen, I don't want to say more, but we've seen I think bigger disappointments for me. For us, I thought the Pels were going to be a top 4 team after they started the season. I thought this would be Zion's breakout year, but unfortunately,
after the
injury bug.
Yeah, I mean, hell, after they ended the season last year, because last year they made a little run in the playoffs, and
without Zion.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You thinking, oh, they get Zion back. Oh yeah, that is going to be a top 4 team in the West and compete and at least get to the West Conference Finals. But like I said, they got bit with the injury bug. Once, like I said, they had that stretch where they were in the playoffs. Then they lost Zion and BI, and then they went like a 14-game losing streak or something like that.
Something like that. 10. It was double-digit losing streak. Terrible streak to go on. I think right after All-Star break, and they missed the All-Star break. It was crazy.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's just with the West. Like I said, injuries has been crazy. Dallas, that was another team who started off hot. Like I said, Luka was, like I said, leading the MVP, was in toss of MVP.
Last 2 seasons, coming into the season, he was a favorite to win MVP.
Last 3, honestly.
Might be 3. I'm about to say it might be 3.
The voters, they say, like, when they do the league poll, they always vote Luka to win the MVP. And obviously they're going to keep doing that until like, oh, see, we finally got it. But yeah, like I said, him and Tatum started off hot.
Started out real hot, and they just tailed off. Especially, we're gonna get into them a little bit more later, but especially recently, man. And Luka was injured. Kyrie dealing with a foot injury as well, so he's in and out of the lineup. And when you trade away all your depth to get Kyrie, and he ain't even playing every game, it's gonna hurt, man.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, we see teams like capitalizing on good health. I mean, look at Sacramento. Like I said, no one. You couldn't tell me no one picked Sacramento to be a top 3 seed,
All
seed in the West.
season, I think everybody was saying it. They're expecting Sacramento to drop down. All season, it's been happening. All season, we're like, they're gonna fall out. They're gonna be a playing team, you know. But man, they are holding strong, bro. They're lighting that beam.
For sure. This is honestly, this is what Bulls fans hope Chicago would have been last year. You know, Chicago last year was at the top of the East, and then
they fell off. They fell off. They fell off. Another team I think has been disappointing to me personally is the Trailblazers, man. I didn't expect too much for them, but I expected them to be at least in the play-in. They are now 13th seed at 32-40. Like Dame said a couple of days ago, they falling out of the play-in contention, so he's probably not going to be able to play anymore this season. He said a couple of days ago he's not excited about rebuilding or anything to look forward to. He's ready to win now. He says that, but then you do things like sign extensions to teams that are making failing decisions. Like, I spoke on it like a month ago when they traded Josh Hart. Like, you trade a playoff rotational wing for a project in Cam Reddish. Like that's not saying I want to win now. So Dame has to see the right on the wall. I understand you want to be loyal to the franchise that drafted you, but you gotta understand, bro. They want to win.
Have to want to win. That has to be first. And I mean, but he said like almost about like a month or 2 months ago, was talking about how when I think he had a little stretch where he was hot, and he was talking about how people put too much emphasis on the ring. Yes, they do, but like I said, when you're a star, like you a top NBA top 75 player, like you have to show us, like I said, you want to win. Like even guys who may not have a championship ring, they at least got to the NBA Finals and put their talent on showcase to the world.
Yeah.
The closest you came is a West Conference Final, and you blew. Honestly, y'all had a good shot to beat that Golden State team.
They really did, man. They got swept.
Yes, and they were winning like in double digits leads every game of that series, almost every game of that series,
and got swept, man. So I know everybody loves Dame. I love Dame too. We love Dame here at Down to the Wire 513. But hey, bro, you had opportunities here. They passed. If you want to win. Yeah, it ain't about. I don't want to put the onus on just winning a championship. Just being on a competitive team.
Yes.
Like right now, your team is not competitive, bro. You're not having deep playoff runs consistently. That's where we want to see you at, man.
And you're wasting the prime years of your life, or your
wasting
career.
Wasting it, bro. Hate to see it, man. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in them this year. I expected them to make some smarter decisions, front office wise, to try to capitalize on having a little superstar, because it's not common to have a guy like Dame who wants to actually stay put and wants to actually stay where they got drafted and win there. Actually does it, actually stay. I'm gonna stay here and actually follows through with that, So it's not common to see that. But at this point, if you're him, you got to really look in the mirror, man, and really ask yourself, like, I understand if we're in Portland. Of course, we're not going to be a top free agent destination, but we have to make moves to make us competitive. We can't do the opposite. If they're doing the opposite, bro, you have to look at the betterment of your career.
Facts, 100%. Everything you said, preach to the choir. So I said the West, man, wild west, and honestly, so you say we got 10 games, about 10 games left in the season for most of the teams, man. It's going to be a very tight race. I know we Lakers fans on here down to the wire 513. Right
ninth seed right now.
9th seed, yep.
Hey, man. got a game tonight, right? Game tonight, right? I ain't tripping, am I?
Is it tonight? We do against the Thunder.
They just played last night, so they're on a back-to-back. They lost last night, pretty big, to the Clippers. It was a big loss for them. They are now 11th seed. They were, I think they were 9th. I think we were in 10th.
That's just how tight of a race it is.
That's how wild it is in the West, bro.
We there's 4 teams right now with a 36 and 37 record. And Timberwolves, who are the 7th seed, are 37-37. So
yeah. And I actually said 5 to 12, but it's really actually even 4 because Phoenix just lost again, and now Phoenix is they're right now tied in the win, or no, they play less games. So right now they are tied games wise back from the 1st seed, same as Clippers right now. So Clippers are they can really catch some ground. KD might come back next Wednesday is what they're saying now, but it is If you lose 2 games in a row in the West, you might drop down 3-4 spots.
Yeah, I'll almost say this. I know right now it's all about the NCAA tournament, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. But as soon as the tournament's over, once the championship game is over, y'all might want to subscribe to NBA League Pass for the final 2 weeks of the season because
it's gonna be some important games in there, man.
Very important game.
Very important games.
And people say regular season games don't matter. Shit.
Like right now, every game's a playoff game for most of these teams. If you're the Lakers, if you're Dallas, if you're Minnesota, hell, if you even Golden State and then the Clippers, these are all playoff games because all this shit matters when we talk about seeding and matchup. We talked about that a little bit on Wednesday. Doc was saying, I forget what team he said, they should win the first round for sure. I said, it all depends on that matchup, man, because that one game you win or lose could be the difference of you playing Sacramento or you playing Memphis in the first round. That's not a good example. Sacramento or Phoenix in the first round. That's a hell of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento has no defense. If they make it to the final, that'll be the worst defensive team to ever make the finals. Possible though. They have a true shot. They have a true shot, man.
But hey, I know we said it on the show before. Like I said, the NBA is lucky right now, man. They said not only like I said with the playoff races being so tight in both conferences, but also like we said with the playing games. I said you're gonna have star power in the playing game, especially in that West, no matter who it is. So
they've had star power in the West every single year that they've had to play in so far. So it's working out great for the NBA. In the East, you have some star power a little bit. Right now the playing teams are Brooklyn, Hawks, Raptors, and Chicago. So I mean, you got the Hawks, got star power. Toronto.
Come on, Indiana. I need
Indiana. Yeah, come on, Indiana. Get up there, man.
I want to go to the playoff game again. Come on, Indiana.
Game and a half back at Tennessee right now. So you got to be hoping your DeMar DeRozan led Bulls lose a few games.
Well, he's out. Well, he's dealing with a strained groin. So
okay, so that might be a little help for you there, brother.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, they're getting in there out to play. They'll be a Tennessee out playing 7. Brooklyn, yeah, that'd be a good matchup.
Yeah,
that'd be a good matchup.
I just want the Pacers to get in. I don't care who they. Milwaukee, 8th seed. I'll go check out the playoff game.
That'd be dope seeing Milwaukee possibly on the way back to the finals, man. That'd be hard.
Selfishly, we're Pacers fans here on Down the Wire.
We definitely root for Andy when they playing the Lakers. I definitely root for the Pacers. I will say that. Shout out Tyrese Haliburton, man. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Especially after seeing him live. That boy's cold. That boy cold.
Someone who is far from cold right now, who is actually kind of furious, kind of hot. The owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Hey, Mark Cuban, man. He
went off on Twitter. Twitter Blue, man. If you ain't got Twitter, I ain't got Twitter Blue. I ain't getting this shit either. But if you got a long tweet to say, get Twitter Blue, man. Subscribe to Twitter Blue.
Yeah, man. Dallas, man. They're hot right now. Today they filed a protest against the NBA over the loss of the Golden State Warriors. You feel like they got cheated. I wasn't watching the game live. I didn't know none of this until I seen, like I said, Mark Cuban tweet about all this stuff, but he felt they got cheated. And I'm not sure what this protest is going to do. I'm not sure you can go back and get a win,
basically if they win the protest, they'll have to play. I think it was like 154 left in the third quarter. They have to play 2 minutes. 2 minutes left in the third quarter on again, which I don't think is going to happen. I wasn't watching the game live either, but the replay clearly showed the referee. The ball got to bounce. Referee pointed Warriors ball.
Mm-hmm.
After he pointed Warriors ball, they called timeout. Dallas did. He turned, pointed Dallas bench, said timeout. Even after he pointed, it was very confusing though, because it was very quick. When he pointed Dallas bench, said timeout. Even Kevon Looney was like, "Yo, it's our ball." He said, "No, it's y'all ball, but it's timeout them." Timeout happened. They came back on the court. Dallas on one side of the court. Of course, Golden State's on one side. Jordan Poole like, "Give me the ball." Inbound the ball, 2 points. I don't think they're gonna win this. I think it's pretty clear. The ref pointed out. I was confusing, so the ref should have cleared it up with the scores table. Because Mark Cuban also said this. The announcer said Mavericks ball, but just because he said it don't mean is correct. They get shit wrong all the time. So I think the players should have been more tuned in. Honestly, if you ask me, the players were zoned out. Why would you see the balls under their basket, Why would you not say, "Hey, what's going on?" or look up and say, "Hey, I thought it was our ball." You know, so I think this is all on the Dallas Mavericks players that were on the court and coaches.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's say I'm not sure of this outcome. Like I said, I highly doubt that they're going to win. Like I'm with you. They highly doubt they're going to win. That the NBA will allow them to go back and play another, replay that entire game. One, like we're not going to have time.
This week, just like a week left in the season, 2 weeks left in the season.
A few weeks left in the season, and like I said, this is a tight playoff race. Now it's not. I mean, now granted, Dallas is still in the playoffs, and it would suck, like I said, if they end up missing the playoffs by one game.
That would really be it would really be terrible if but it is a very important game. We did just talk about how close it is. Both teams are kind of right near each other too. We just talked about how 1 game, 2 games can make you move down a spot or two. So, but it is very important for matchups.
It is, but but at the end of the day, I think you just have to factor in the human element part of it. Humans fuck up all the time. You have to.
That's true.
That's why in NFL the other year when they had the chance to replay pass interference, that's why it didn't work. Like refs fuck up all the time, and like I said, we hate this when the league comes back and says, "Oh yes, this should have happened." At that point, everyone in the world knows it should happen. Don't come out and say shit because, like I said, there's nothing you can go back and do. This is not the first time that something like this has happened. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time somebody's protested.
No, actually, a team actually won one. I think it was the Magic back when Shaq was on the Magic, and they had to replay like the final quarter, I think, of that game. But yeah, this is not very common. Like I said, I doubt it gets overturned because it was pretty clear right after the game. It was on ESPN. They were talking about it and showing the ref point saying Golden State ball. So like you said, man, they just gotta do better, man. You gotta hold your coaches and your players accountable for that. Honestly, bro, like y'all gotta be more tuned into the game.
I mean, hell, and shit, Cuban, you gotta be more tuned. You normally sit courtside.
Yeah, you're right there. Of course, I think he'll be putting other end though. But still, you're right there. You should have been the first one up. Like, that was our ball. What's going on? Oh, stop!
Mm-hmm. Something, yeah.
LeBron did it before. I think we all seen that clip of LeBron sitting on the bus like, hell, it's our ball, right? It's our ball, right? Oh, it's our ball. It's our ball.
He was
on it. He wasn't even in the game. So I mean, if your players ain't that locked in, that's on the players and coaches. Like, honestly, bro, it's on the players and the coaches. So like I said, I don't think it's gonna get overturned. It sucks if this actually ends up costing them, which it probably will if they don't get overturned. It's gonna cost them a matchup probably if they're like say a 7 seed, they're gonna be in the play-in.
Yeah.
Instead of the playoffs, if there's a game difference, which would really suck. But you also had a whole 2 minutes left of that quarter and a whole another quarter to end the game. So you had your chances,
Exactly, and that should be fucked up because you ain't got to go back. You got to change stats. You got to change like history, all that. But like,
yeah,
it's just so many factors. Like they have to go back and play this. So much unnecessary. Then you put more wear and stress and tear on a team who's already hurt. So now you possibly got to play with a banged up Kyrie, Luka like right now. So like, do you really even want to go back and do this?
Yeah.
So.
We'll see. For them for sure.
We'll see what happens, but I think we're both in agreement that they don't win this, and it's not going to get back and go overturn. So
yep, unfortunate, man. Like I said, the ref should have definitely made it more clear once all of them saw it was confusion. Like even Mark Cuban said we had some refs down to our basket. Like it was going to be our ball, waiting for the ball to get inbounded to come down our way, and obviously the ref knew whose ball it was down in the other basket. So. Just confusion everywhere, man. Confusion everywhere.
For sure.
So, yo, we got a comment from Twitch. Hey, for a second, I thought the guy on top of the beanie was Donovan Mitchell. Malik Beasley, yo. Hey, all you know, it could be. I'm Donovan Mitchell. Malik Beasley, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, dog. That's the wrong one. I've been take the comment out. We appreciate you, dog.
Damn.
But Malik man.
The first time Malik Beasley.
That's the first time I got that on Mitchell. I ain't never got that one in my life, man. But I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Hey, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in, brother.
Hey, appreciate the love, man. You appreciate it, man.
It's down to the wire 513 Sports and Spirits, man. It's something we do. We do a podcast, weekly podcast every Wednesday night. about 8:30. We hop on every Friday, a short edition of the pod. So, man, appreciate y'all tapping in. Subscribe to us. You see us scrolling at the bottom, man. We everywhere. Just Google. That's the best way to find us for sure.
Best, easiest way to find us, man.
Man, so the NCAA tournament, man, like I said, it's March Madness, the end of March. It's crazy how fast this month always goes by.
It's crazy how fast the year is going already, man. It's crazy.
For sure. But last night, man, the NCAA Sweet 16, first day of Sweet 16, man.
Put on a show for us, man. I tell you that.
Those games. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
And we see you we see you a Lakers fan too. Hey, we all Lakers fans.
Fans on the, you know it, man. You know it.
Laker gang. But yeah, I appreciate you. But yeah, man, last night, man, we put on the show. First got underway with the Michigan State, Kansas State.
Hell of a game, man. And I will say I was delighted that Michigan State lost. Hey, man, I called it. I didn't know it was happening, but you know what I'm saying? I called it.
I will say this though. I think we all picked Kansas State to beat Michigan State. But I will say this though. Izzo coached his ass off last night though.
He's a hell of a coach, man. He's a hell of a coach. I will give him that. His coaching ain't the reason I don't like Michigan State. He's the reason, but not his coaching. Not his coaching. He's definitely a hell of a coach.
But yeah, man, Kansas State, Michigan State, instant classic. It was probably the best game of the tournament until later on that night, which we will talk about here shortly. But man, I forget my name's first name. I know Noel.
Marcus or yeah, I think it's Marcus Noel.
Marquise Noel.
Marquise Noel. Boy.
Dog. 5'8". Dog.
19 or 20 points, 19 assists.
Yes.
NCAA tournament record, 19 assists at 5'8". Hey,
Fella.
All respect to that man. Shout out to that man. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He plays with a flair. He jumps off the screen, man. That's what we're talking about on Wednesday. You know, I like watching players who jump off the screen, who out there razzling and dazzling, who out there who showing that passion, man. And he's just a joy to watch, man. He's phenomenal.
Back in his home state, he's from New York. He's playing in the Garden, man. I know he probably dreamt about this all his life, man.
That's every New York kid's dream.
Play in the Garden, man. And I think honestly, they're probably, especially after last night, they're probably like the America's fate, like America's team, probably right about now.
They definitely if you don't have a favorite team, like if you ain't root for freaking Zag, or if you ain't alum of one of these other schools, Alabama that's in it, you definitely root for Kansas State. I know I am.
And honestly, I mean, right now I know we're caught up in the moment. We'll see what happens, but with him leading the charge, bro, this almost feels like a Kemba Walker moment.
I'm about to say that it's kind of like Kemba, bro. It's kind of like Kemba. A smaller, it's hard to say smaller version of Kemba, but a smaller version of Kemba, man, which is insane. But yeah, shout out to that coach, Tang, right? Last name Tang.
Yeah,
I forget his first name. But hell of a coach, man. He was on Keyshawn J. Will and Max. I think a couple days ago, I was watching the show, and
Jerome Tang.
He's one of the coaches that really just lets his players play with freedom, man, and that's kind of basketball I like to watch. You know, out there playing freely, but still, having a high basketball IQ. You ain't just going out there jacking up dumb shots. You have a high basketball IQ. You're out there just playing, flowing, just playing freely, and letting his best players be them on the court. They talked about it a little bit. He gives Noel power to overturn his plays. Like, we're going to run this instead. He said, hey, we going with what he said. He on the court, we're going with it. We're going with it. And that's very humbling for a coach to do, man, especially a college coach. You don't see college coaches do that shit.
Bro, and the thing about it is, like I said, the play of the game, man. That oop to go the game lead. What a design call. You see him, you think he's over there arguing with the coach, like what we doing? We about to do. The next thing you know,
this is a live boom. Like, oh shit! Oh, I thought they was going through it. Oh shit! At that point, I was like, yeah, game over, man. This shit's over. These niggas going.
But yeah, man,
crazy, man.
I think they're definitely America's team. So you got a guy 5'8", leader of the team, man. Like that definitely feels very Kimba-ish. So hopefully they can finish it off. And the thing about this makes this more special, and this just goes to everybody who's a fan of college basketball or AD or whoever you are. they're doing this with a team full of guys they got from the transfer portal. So I mean, out of the transfer portal is just about a few years old now. So, but if you know the right guys who you're looking for,
blessing and a curse. But like you said, if you know the right guys and you have the right system in place and you have the right coach in place, it's going to connect with these guys. You got the right culture in place.
Yeah,
anything can happen, bro.
And just look at it. We had teams from in college football, TCU, National College Football Championship, transfer portal youth, Kansas State Elite Eight transfer portal. It can happen like
that, bro. Real quick turnarounds, man.
Yeah, real quick turnarounds. You don't need 4 or 5 rebuilds with these new coaches. If you know what you're doing, if you can coach,
you can make it happen over a 6-week period, man.
Yes.
So I'm really intrigued to see what happened with some of these coaches moving spots, like Patino going to a St. John's. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with transfer portal. It's already over 2,500 kids in the transfer portal already.
Yes.
So it's going to be a lot of movement, you know. So it's going to be a lot of changes, and it's going to be a lot of teams that make some moves and actually move up, man. So I'm excited to see what happens too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The second game, I mean, it was kind of blow. UConn hopped on Arkansas's ass, and they ain't never looked back.
They never look back, man.
So shout out to Dan Hurley, man, and got them UConn boys playing.
Got them playing back to the level when they had him, but
right.
They've been down for some years, man.
FAU, Tennessee, man. I know a lot of people had Tennessee moving on, but if you watch Tennessee this year,
you knew they was trash, man. We caught them Wednesday.
Yes.
they suck, bro. They're not that good.
Offensively, they're terrible. Defensively, like I said, they're one of the top defensive teams in the country, but offensively, especially without their guy Ziegler.
Yeah, without Ziegler, they are terrible offensively, man. Terrible. So I mean, I'm honestly happy to see them not in a tournament win. It was hard to watch. Mm-hmm. they made games hard to watch.
And honestly, it felt even better with Grant Williams in the building too. He was in the building watching them. And,
you know, we don't rock with no Celtics around here. But Tatum, shout out my guy Tatum. That's my guy. Other than him, wouldn't rock with y'all Celtics, man.
And then, man, like I said, we thought K-State, Michigan State was probably arguably the game of the tournament, but the nightcap, Gonzaga, UCLA.
Hell of a game.
It's something about when these two get together in the tournament. They make magic together.
They made classics, man. They made classics.
And I didn't realize last night was the 17-year anniversary of the Adam Morrison game.
Oh, it was? I did not know that.
Yeah.
I kept seeing clips of that yesterday on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Kept seeing clips of that on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah. So 17-year anniversary, man. What a moment. What a time. Then, like I said, just a few years ago during the COVID year, Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
And then last night, man, we thought we seen UCLA get down as much as 10 with like a minute left. I thought it was over. I'm getting ready to go to bed, whatever. Right before I cut the game off, they get that and one. Okay, I'll keep it on. They get a stop. Jaquez come down, score again.
Jaquez was a dog last night, bro. And I called it. I said my boy Amari Bailey was gonna have a game. He tailed off a little bit in the middle, but first half came out killing. And of course, he hit the big three. They put him up 1. I put him up 2. They put him up 2. Put him up 1. But man, that last play it brought me flashbacks, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Not in a good way. That's for people don't know you,
bro.
You're a North Carolina fan, and
yeah. Flashbacks, brother. But it was a hell of a play. Shout out to Zags, man. They never make that. What they do, they ain't gonna say never make the shot. Of course, you had Jalen Suggs make that kind of shot. Not that kind of shot, but crazy shot a couple years ago. But shout out to Zags, man, getting it done. Hell of a game, instant classic as well.
Free throws gonna hurt them though, brother, because they cannot shoot free throws.
They can't shoot free throws for shit.
Timmy,
he balled out though, bro. They was single coverage on him, and he wasn't having it. He was going ham on him.
Yeah, for sure. So man, like I said, we got second day of Sweet 16, man. Games underway right now. Got Alabama's down 3 right now, early to San Diego State. So second day of the Sweet 16, man. Can't wait.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. All right, man. Before we hop out of here, we do have our guest hopped on here a little bit late. We got get my guy Jeremiah in here, man, real quick. What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? You got Jeremiah from the Stay Off My Grass podcast, man. How you doing, brother? You like your fan as well, so welcome on to the pod, man.
Welcome. Thank you. My bad I got in here late, fellas.
Nah, you
No,
good,
you
bro.
all
You good,
good,
bro.
bro. All good. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Lakers won the other night, so for me that keeps me in good spirits. Got another one tonight,
man.
another big one for sure. And I just hope we come out on top, especially with the Thunder getting blown out last night by the Clippers. So I feel like
We
they
need
ready.
it, man.
They're ready to go crazy on the Lakers, and that always happened. That bounce back always happened to us, and we always get the best of somebody else's game. So as long as we stick to our guns and just play our game, I'm pretty confident in that.
Like it, man. So real quick before we get out of here, man, let me hear your thoughts on the Wild Wild West, man. How the stand is working out right now, and how you think it's gonna end up, man.
So I really would like the Lakers. I don't want to be a 9 or 10 seed. I'd rather them get that 6, 7, or 8, 7 or 8, preferably. So we only got to play one playing game. That 9 or that 10, you got to win pretty much two wild card games, like in baseball. If you get that wild card spot, I do not want to play 2 games because teams get hot or whoever we're playing might just decide to turn it on that day. I'd rather just play that one and get it out the way. But just in the West, it's tough in general. You got Luka and the Mavs, the Clippers falling off, Steph Curry and the Warriors trying to get their way back into the playoffs. It's just a fight for the not fight for the bottom, fight just a fight in general. I mean, it's 10 teams fighting for 3-4 playoff spots.
Yeah,
so it's just
crazy.
I mean, I didn't think it would be like this. I think the play-in tournament has made the end of the season much better because teams can't really just lay down and say, oh, we're good, we're locked in. Everybody else is still chasing everybody. So, I mean, I like that about the West playoff race. But, like, with that being said, I'm just hoping the Lakers, take this serious. Maybe possibly get LeBron back towards the end of this the last couple games of the season so he doesn't go into the playoffs just completely rusty. But that West playoff race is going to be tough. And I feel like it's going to be tough, too, just because those teams are at the bottom. And I don't think Denver has, completely ran away with the West. So I feel like whoever they play in the first round can easily give them 6-7 games. And
easily.
The Lakers can easily probably beat them. Number 2 was at Sacramento. I live in Sac. So if the Lakers
Memphis right now.
that first round, I'll be there. I will definitely be there. I think they don't like that beam. And then third, we got Memphis, and I'm just going off the top of my head. Memphis, right? Memphis is third.
I think right now Memphis is second.
It's reversed. Yeah, it's reversed. Right now, Memphis second, Sacramento third.
And then Memphis is second. So, I mean, Memphis is still strong too. I feel like they kind of fell apart in the playoffs last year, but I just think that I'm not really, I'm not scared of Memphis. I'll say that much. Even with Ja back, even when they get Steven Adams back, I'm not scared of Memphis. So Memphis might be able to hang around, and I think that 4-5 matchup is going to be probably the toughest in that first round. It's going to be Phoenix versus either the Clippers or the Warriors. So I think that one's going to be a good one too. My brother does the Suns coverage, so I've been watching a lot of the Suns games, trying to see if they can actually withstand a good playoff race. I don't think they're deep enough, but I mean, they are missing DeAndre Ayton and KD right now, so that might take up a bulk of what they're missing.
Yeah.
So, the West is going to be crazy. The East, however,
crazy.
It's just like sleepwalking over there, but I mean,
it is. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. It is sleepwalking in the West, in the East, but the West is shaping up to be wild as always. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. It used to be 50 wins to get in. Now it's definitely a little bit more easier to get in, but it's not easier to get in because you still got to win games, but you get less wins to get in, but it's still very competitive out there in the West, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like if the Lakers played in the East, they have like 40-something wins by now. They'd be like what, top 3 or 4?
Yep.
But I mean, the East.
I'll be saying too all the time, man. Like you gotta think the East teams play against majority East teams, so of course they're gonna be have a little bit better records at this point of the season, but we'll see how it turns out when it gets to
like we said, injuries in the West hurt a lot of teams this year too.
Oh, so. Absolutely. I think everybody, it's probably except for the Kings or pretty much everybody but the Kings had a pretty much a significant injury to their team.
Yeah, had to have one of their main guys go down for a while, man. So yeah, man. Yeah, bro. So we got anything else to hit on before we hop out of here?
Not really, but I mean, we were just talking about the East and the Eastern Conference teams. However, I know this might not be related, but I do want to see the NBA expand. I would like to see, Seattle get a team, and then possibly a team in Vegas. And with that, I want to see a realignment of the league. Maybe teams like the Pelicans And the
Yes.
Grizzlies can go
Hey,
to
you right
Hey.
on, man.
Hey.
We talk about this
We
a
talk
lot
about
on
this
the
all the
podcast.
time. Why is
On air
Memphis
and
in
off
the
air.
West? Why
air
is
and
Memphis
off
in the
air.
West?
Memphis is an expansion team, and the East already had all them teams by the
Yeah,
time
that's
they
why.
came in.
No, actually, Memphis was in Vancouver, and they got moved to Memphis. So Vancouver
yeah.
is in the western,
Right.
western part of Canada. But you gotta think when they go back to the U.S., it's not in the western anymore. If it's Memphis, bro, you gotta make that to the east.
Yeah, same thing with the Pelicans. I mean,
Yeah.
Northern is split right by the
Yeah.
Mississippi River. So I mean,
It's crazy, man.
but
They gotta do some realignment for sure. I think teams like possibly Minnesota even can be possibly switched if it depends on who gets added. If two teams should be added, I think it should definitely be Vegas and Seattle. We'll talk about that a lot on here too. But yeah, man, definitely some realignment because you got playoffs series with teams who got to go from Memphis to possibly Golden State or
Right.
possibly Portland if Portland was to make it or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's wild.
Just give the Kings back to Cincinnati, please.
Let's go. Come on back. Nah,
Get the Kings back to Cincinnati,
you
please.
ain't no fan.
what it's like out here without at least one professional team.
You ain't a fan. Come on, bro. Come
Baseball,
on.
and we got a soccer team. But if they took away basketball, oh, we'd be hurt out here, man.
Y'all will be hurting out there for sure, man.
Ain't nobody trying to drive 2 hours to go see the Warriors blow somebody out.
Right. Hey, man. Nah, but tell everybody where they can find you at, bro.
Oh, find me at the Stay Off My Grass podcast. Same, it's spelled exactly how you say it. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. There'll be a new episode tonight. I record right after the game to get my post reactions. I don't usually do the live show, but we've been trying to get our subscribers up so that we can do one. I've been talking to my brother about that. But yeah, Stay Off My Grass podcast, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. We record right immediately after Lakers games and after Suns games. My brother's a Suns fan. We just did the Lakers Suns game the other day. He was trying to show he wasn't really mad, but I was damn happy. We got our ass kicked by the Suns, y'all. Was that 9 times in a row?
All the time. We do.
Man.
Like ever since they've been decent. They
smell blood and just kill us every time.
Yeah, ever since they've been decent. So nah, man, I'm gonna put all their stuff in the description, y'all. So make sure I check them out, man. Anything else you got?
Nah, that's about it. Hey, and everybody enjoy their weekend, man. Enjoy this Sweet 16, Elite 8, man. College basketball. Hey, it's fun. It's fun. This tournament is fun.
Yes, sir. But yeah, other than that, man.
The other part of my wall, it's the Duke sign up here, but
okay. All right.
Our other co-host who ain't on here, Doc. He's a Duke fan, so he would like that. But I'm a UNC fan, so we always be going button heads and shit.
I hear you. No, I was choosing between the two, and I was like, I like the Duke blue better than the Carolina.
I ain't gonna lie, I do like Duke blue better, but I just can't. I just can't rock with the Blue Devils, man. I can't do it. Can't do it, man.
Nah, I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. I mean, I understand why. Whatever, Coach K, Fab Five, all those. I understand, but it's a generation for.
But no, I appreciate you hopping on with us, brother.
No problem. I wish I could have gotten here earlier, y'all. My bad. I just lost track of time. When you sent me the invite, I was like, oh man.
That's good. Hey, this won't be the last time for sure.
Yeah, definitely get back in here, brother.
I definitely want to get back in here during the playoffs. I mean, Final Four. I'll probably be back next week if y'all invite me. But for sure, I appreciate it, y'all.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. It's been Down to the Wire 513 Sports and Spirits Friday. As always, man, make sure y'all tap in with us on everything Down to the Wire 513. Y'all can Google. That's the easiest way to find us. For the good brother Flyman Rand, Josh Evans, who we already know is Friday, so you know he out enjoying a good spirit, right?
I told y'all Wednesday was gonna be on here. We told y'all, hey, he's not gonna be on here. I see the cup. I can tell you. Laker cup.
Okay.
Laker cup. I can't tell it's a Lakers sign, but shout out to Lakers, man. We got to make the playoffs, man. Come on, AD, we need you, brother.
Yes, sir.
LeBron, take your time coming back. We need you too, though, bro.
For our guest Jeremiah, for myself, the Terran Bland, man. This has been Down to the Wire 513 Sports and Spirits Friday. We'll catch y'all next Wednesday, man. Till then, man, have a safe, blessed weekend.